on. We're going to dive into some awesome stuff about marketing, some stuff coming up, some stuff we're doing. We'll talk a little bit about SEO and content structure, structuring content on your website, and what that should look like. I just recently wrote a blog post for Digital Marketer about this exact topic, and so I'm going to kind of highlight and maybe I'll show my screen to kind of show you the how ideally like how it should be structured and all that kind of stuff. So with that, what's going on? As people are coming on, drop in the comments, say hello, so we know you're listening. And if you're, I'm seeing a couple people jump on now, and so, yeah, if you're on YouTube, say hey. If you're on Facebook, say hey, just so we can kind of gauge as well, like where people are at.
Hey.
Hey. So let's kind of jump into it. So this weekend in the hunting world, it's kind of a big weekend, right? It's ATA, Archery Trade Association trade show or expo. It's a big business to business expo where a lot of your retailers are looking for products, and then a lot of your product creators are looking for places to stores and retailers to put their products. There's a lot of other businesses like us. We're going to be there. Me and Locke will be showcasing, meeting with some people, saying hello to some clients that are there, and things of that nature. So just kind of want to talk about ATA a little bit. Tim, if you want to jump in on this and just kind of, what's some of the positives and maybe some follow-up type emails that people can be kind of rolling with after they meet. I know this is, a lot of one-on-one type communication, but there's some cool strategies that you could use for marketing in increasing your chances of getting into retailers, increasing your chances of just doing business with other people. So let's kind of dive into that a little bit.
Yep. So just give me 1 second here. And yeah, so we going into ATA, when you lead up, I know we're like right next, it's in, what does it start tomorrow or the next day? Right?
Yeah, it's Friday, right?
Yep.
So it's Wednesday right now. So we're starting a couple days. I fly out tomorrow. And so to get there in time to meet. So Friday is like a big, your it's a retail day,
Yep.
Explain that a little bit.
Yep. So how the ATA has it set up is that the first day of the show, they just started this again a couple years ago. It's a 3-day event. ATA is. It's a 3-day event. And for a while it was anybody could come on every day, right? Media, dealers, manufacturers, or any of the people, anybody could come. And so what they are doing now is no media is allowed on the first day of the show, and that's so business can be handled, because media can be extremely intense. It's beneficial for the manufacturers, but when you have the small archery shops, the mom paw shops that are coming in trying to do business with the manufacturers, sometimes the media can get in the way of those conversations, especially if the company is small and they don't have like a set marketing department that the media is meeting with, that they could be kind of interfering with that decision maker, the conversation that should happen between the dealers, the archery pro shops, and the manufacturers to make that sale. And because the pro shops, this is where they do the majority of their buying. Most of your companies, they buy here at ATA and they program their orders out for the fall. So they'll date everything out to the fall. And this is where that's done. This is where they're doing all their ordering. That's where the specials are. The manufacturers are putting on the specials. You really don't get discounts any other time of the year. So that's That's why the ATA is so big for the pro shops. And that's why that first day is pro shop focused, so they can get in, do their business, and the majority of their business on the first day, and not have to worry about the media kind of interfering with those conversations.
Yeah. So some of the things that we've been doing is doing some kind of cold outreach beforehand. A lot of people that it does that. It's very common, especially the ATA, that reach out, try to get an appointment set during the show to get that stuff done. But then follow up. So in our world, in the digital marketing world, like follow up is where all the money's made, right? But I think that's the case as well for a lot of these wholesalers and retailers or dealers or whatever. Is the deal may not be inked there at the show, so to speak, but there's going to be some follow up and some things of that nature. What's that flow? What should that flow look like, I guess?
Yep. So you want to follow up as quickly as possible to the show, because, like I said, the dealers are. So if you're a manufacturer, we'll just talk manufacturer. If you're a manufacturer and a dealer comes and is interested in what you have to offer, but they don't buy right then, you grab their information and what they're interested in. Then you want to follow up this next week. You don't want to wait, because the longer you wait, the less likely you're going to follow up. So you're going to want to follow up. You can do email, you can call, you can automate the email process if you want, but these can be so personal, because you're going to be able to, like, if you have a conversation with them at the show and you gather details about their life or what they're doing, like next week or with their family or whatever, you can add that into the email. And like if their daughter's playing soccer and they're missing the game or whatever, like you can add that into the email, so it makes it a little more personable. When you're doing that, and you're building that know, trust factor, and when you actually care about your customers, so the manufacturers, their customers, or the pro shops, like that goes a long way. And building that relationship and ultimately getting that sale. But in order to do that, you do have to follow up. So you want to follow up as soon as possible. You can send an email. If you don't get a reply by email, you can give them a call. Or you do a call. You can do a call and an email at the same time. Just like more touch points, the better, because they're interested. If you have that deck of business cards with notes or the automated lead gen software that they have, and on all the notes that you take, whether it's handwritten or digitally, like follow up, and you want to follow up consistently until you get that sale or until they say not right now, and then you set that up, reminders to follow up with them like every month. Even though the majority of the buying is done right now for the fall, they will need, like, products will sell out. Supply chain issues, they will sell out. So, like, my advice is not to try to sell them the whole package if they're not interested, but maybe if they're missing, say you're selling an archery site and they're missing one price gap on their shelf, or they're having trouble with the manufacturer on, like, hey, we don't have like $150 site. That's perfect. You have a solution for that. If you have a $150 site, sell that to them. That gets one peg on the shelf. One peg leads to two to three. You just keep solving their problems. But the only way that you find those out is if you follow up with them.
Yep. Just like have the straight up conversation, really, right? Yeah, it's going to be fun, man. I'm excited. We're going to be sitting down with the guys up at Nexus Outdoors, and we got a few other meetings. We're going to be hitting up some clients. Bo Spider's going to be there. It's going to be a fun time. I'm like super excited. It'll be
your first time at ATA.
So yeah, it'll be my first time. There. So it'll be good. And Blaze is a member of ATA. Obviously, we're a supporting member, and then we have other memberships and other organizations that kind of support the industry as well. So just wanted to kind of dive into SEO. So SEO is like a topic that I've been hearing like a lot about. And this is kind of a big thing. So actually had an experience with a company here recently where the expectation was a little bit off, or the understanding of what SEO is, how long it takes, all that kind of stuff is very skewed. And so a lot of people had very different views of like what it actually is and the process and all that kind of stuff. So wanted to give a little bit of clarity on that. Search engine optimization is a long-term strategy for marketing. So we were hired by a company to do SEO, and within a month or two, they were like, "Why aren't we showing up in Google?" You'll probably hear about that because it takes a lot longer to get that to show up, right? And we have no control over that. You can be doing all the right things, and sometimes Google still won't show the site because it doesn't feel like you are the authority in that arena. And so we're wanting to get the expectation like it's going to take at least 12 to 18 months for you to even be anywhere close to the first page on Google. Sometimes you can get there a lot faster depending on keyword difficulty and your competition and like what that happens. And we do have some solid strategies that kind of go into that. But I just wanted to hit on this. Wanted to hit a little bit on how you should structure the site a little bit. So for the content to best be able to rank for certain keywords. And so we call this siloing. I'm going to see if I can share my screen. So I actually wrote a blog post on this, and I'm going to show you just a little bit of this blog post. I have this little image in here of how this should look. Let me see if this will work. Okay. That's kind of crazy. I don't know if you can see that well or not, but this, maybe if I blow it up, you'll see it a little bit better. So siloing, you can see that pretty good, Tim. Yeah.
Can you swap your spot in your screen?
Yeah.
Then you can zoom in on it.
Nope.
Almost.
That was kind of fun.
We're playing Tetris here. Well, that might work if you zoom in on it. Maybe. No.
No, it can be kind of broad. So if you're an archery shop, for example, you're going to be about archery, right? So the main topic is, bow hunting, for example. And then underneath that, you have all these different subtopics about bow hunting. So, and I can go into products, it can go into techniques, it can go into whatever, right? It can be a mix of the two. So, and you can think of these subtopics as like your main navigation is what those should be. And then underneath here, underneath each subtopic is going to be just dialed in even more about specific things about that subtopic, right? And then they're all interlinked. And then the cool thing is, as you kind of build this out, you're building all this supporting content based around this one subtopic, which then directly builds support all the supporting information that leads to the main topic. And so when we structure content, we build kind of like the plan, an SEO plan. This is kind of how we do it, because then as you kind of interlink here, if blog 4 links to blog 3 and then vice versa up the chain, all of those, because they're linked together with a hypertext link, right? It's going to then tell Google it's kind of related. It's a related piece of content. And then you can use anchor text to kind of help with the keywording of like, okay, I'm going to link to this blog post about a site, right? So we can do let's do a site. And so in the link text, the text in the link, you can say, whatever the keyword that you want that page to rank for. And so this is a archery site. And then it'll link to that page talking about archery sites. Hopefully that makes sense. You can do it with product pages. I have blogs here, but product pages can be intermixed on this and a whole bit. And then you can cross-link as well across subtopic from subtopic to subtopic. So blog 1 here can link to blog 3, and then that will kind of breed in kind of like your cross-referencing, supporting data that way as well. And so that's kind of like a really quick sense of what siloing should look like and how your site should ideally be structured. So the more structured it is, the better it's going to be for Google to say, hey, this is an awesome site for this main topic because they have all of this supporting content, and it's all interrelated, and it makes sense, and it's easy to navigate, and it provides a good user experience. So that's really like the first step in SEO, in which you want to do. So hopefully that makes sense there. So let's, yeah, what do you think about that?
Love it, dude. It's intricate, but simple,
Yeah.
simplified. Just one step at a time. Whenever you're building that silo out, it's like you don't got to do it all at once. So you just build like one pillar, second pillar, third pillar, and just link everything at the end or as you're doing it. So.
Yep, that's the big thing is having this written out, kind of like if you want to build kind of like almost whiteboard what your silo should be, and then you can start building out, okay, what pieces of the content should I create for this, and then this, and then make a plan surrounding like, okay, this month we're going to create these 2 pieces of content, and then you just consistently do that over time, and then when a year goes by, all of a sudden you have the site that has a massive, just ton of content. And it's structured the way it should be structured. And then as you start building backlinks to start pointing to some of these pages, it's going to be a lot easier for Google to recognize you as an authority and rank you for those things. So yeah, so hopefully that makes sense. If you have any questions about it, drop them in the comments. You can always get a hold of us, DM us on Instagram, whatever, if you have questions surrounding that. Next thing I kind of wanted to do a little bit is I want to do some audits. I don't know if there's anything else you want to hit up on that. But interesting. Okay. So just reading some of the comments there, but let's do some audits. You have ATA coming up. I don't know, Tim, if there's any companies that you think we should look at. We can look at Facebook ads, and in the comments too, if you want us to audit your site, just drop a link, or drop a link to your Facebook ads or your Facebook page if you have ads running, and we'll take a look at them.
Yeah, it is rather difficult for most archery companies to run ads in general, just because it is a hunting accessory. You got to be very strategic about the imagery you use, the media you use in your messaging, and also what's on your website. Otherwise, your ad account will get banned, your domain will get flagged.
And that's across like almost every single ad platform too.
Right.
Which is
kind Google. I don't really have let me look on. I don't have a ad library. Let me see. I'm just trying to think of. Let me type something in here and see if they're running any ads. See if these guys they're not running any ads. Most bow manufacturers cannot run ads. Let's do like you want to do a big page? You do a big page?
Yeah.
Nah, can't do that one. Let's see, send away. What we can do. Send away products, and that's pet supply. I don't know. This is crazy. Let me look here. Way deer spray. All right, we'll find something here. Give me a sec. Hunter's Specialties is what I'm looking for. Let me see let's see if they're running any ads. Yeah, they're running a couple ads. You want to hit them up?
Yeah. What is it?
Hunter's Specialties. They're running a couple ads.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So I'm going to share, I'm gonna kind of show this in the stream here. Now this is
Ooh.
like, you
Ooh.
really see it extremely well.
You have to zoom in on that bad boy, dude. Command plus that, dude. Command plus that.
Oh yeah. You gotta be on the right screen. There we go.
Bigger.
Okay. Dude, you need better glasses.
It's tiny, dude. With
Okay.
glasses that aren't crooked, you know.
Here we go. Um, oh, that's funny. Hunter specialties. So running some Facebook ads. So first off, let's just kind of take this step by step. The copy. It's generic. I'm just going to call it straight out. Come check out Drury Outdoor Signature Deer Crawl Series. Drury Outdoor is actually, I want to say I think they're partnered up with Nexus Outdoors. Could be wrong on that. Could be very wrong. I think I remember reading something along those lines. This is Drury Outdoors. We might be talking to you guys as well at ATA. But Hunter Specialties. So they're selling this Drury Outdoors Signature Deer Call Series. And they have a video that probably explains the reasoning and all that kind of stuff. Sometimes these videos autoplay, but from the copy, it's just very generic, very old school. Like, hey, come buy my product. That's kind of what it says to me, which is kind of a turn off. I don't know.
So I think it just depends, right, on their ideal. If their ideal customer is a Drury Outdoors fan, which I'm guessing they are if they're going to buy that signature series, which their fan base is absolutely huge. Like,
for sure.
Like it's just like kind of announcing a new product, right? So to someone that's not their ideal customer, like you're not even going to stop. You're going to be like just keep scrolling, right?
Right.
But
I guess too that could be interesting because they're targeting. I have no idea what their targeting looks like or anything like that. So they could just be targeting people that follow or like Drury Outdoors.
Yep.
Yeah. They could also have created a custom audience around everybody who's ever been to a product page that they have about Drury Outdoors. So there's a couple ways, little nuggets of how you can target and be able to create audiences to target people. But yeah, so I guess, yeah, you're right. How would you change this to make it better on the copy side?
I would probably drop in like a couple of the different call names, like the types of calls, because it says call series. So I'd probably drop a couple in there, you know, if it's like a grunt tube or like the different, just whatever. Obviously, it looks like he's getting ready to hammer on something there in that video, but I'd drop some of that in there. You know, and that would probably be kind of enough for that. Just at least a little bit more, to get them to click, because right now it is. I mean, it is kind of, you know, you have some curiosity there if you're a Drury Outdoors fan and you're looking for a new deer call, or with a lot of e-com from cold traffic. If this is a cold traffic ad, you know, it is focused on impulse buying, right? And so they might be just trying to get, you know, pique people's curiosity with that name, the Drury Outdoor Signature Deer Call. But I would probably drop a few more details in there, or like the types of calls that are in the series, and maybe a couple of the like the benefits, and even like, you know, call, because they just launched this in November, you know, like perfect for use in, depending on what the calls are, like they might not be used in late season whitetail. You know, you really don't. Yeah. I mean, the whitetail do rut like 3 times, I think. And the last one is in like December, if I remember correctly. There's like one at least here in Pennsylvania, it's like early November, late November, then around Christmas time, New Year, there's like a third rut to breed the last round of the does. but they might, so I think this is probably more just for like Black Friday holiday shopping. And if they're still running it must be converting,
Yeah.
So I'd probably drop just a few more details in there, and maybe like in the description, you have the headline there, Drury Outdoor Signature Calls. Maybe like a curiosity piquing description there below that
Yeah.
to get them to like watch the video or something.
Yep. Yeah. 100%. Like always selling the next step is kind of where they should kind of be, in my opinion. So kind of here, yeah, adding some of the details, but maybe kind of painting the picture of what this call may do for them, or the excitement that they're going to experience, or like, something along those lines to get them to the next step. Because, in the videos always, yeah, the videos, these guys obviously have like high quality video. He has like it's a minute 30 long, so there's some explanation behind the call and things like that. And so maybe one thing that they could do is just draw people's attention, to watching the video.
Yep.
Like, hey, watch this video about the new Drury Outdoor Deer Call series, where you're going to learn da 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 da. And that draws them to watch the video. The video then draws them to click the link. That could be like a better play on this, is then you're going to get people piqued and interested in just the video in itself, which is the video is there to really sell the call, right? And so which gets people to click shop now. So I do want to do this, do the Adsense Test. I do think that too, that this headline it can be better. Let's do the Adsense Test here. Oh, they're closed all week.
For ATA.
Crazy. Yeah. There we go. So it takes it to just deer calls, the category page. So you can, up here in the URL, it's this is a WooCommerce site. Just from the URL structure, I can see that. But taking them to just the deer calls in general, where you're going to have, I don't know if that's the best page to really bring it to, if that's, to be all quite honest. And there's a couple little confusing things, where your digital download library, and then you have a bunch of products. Like, seems a little confusing to me, to be honest.
Yeah,
What do you think?
I'd be running them to a page. Like the first two calls are Drury Outdoors. I can just tell from the part number when I click on that, just from the part number. But otherwise, there's no verbiage that even talks about it. Like I just know that from the part number. Hunter Specialties DOD is Drury Outdoors, BBDC Buck Bark Deer Call, as the SKU.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean that's a I don't know if they must be doing something if the ad's still running. Maybe they're just running to get video views and just building a retargeting audience off that too, and just building an audience of people that are watching the video and interested, and like you said, clicking on the link for that specific ad, or maybe these two products here, and they're just building a retargeting audience to maybe hit up in like August,
right,
or September, when people are buying when it's seasonally appropriate to buy these.
Right.
But yeah, definitely not ideal for the landing page. So the AdSense is way off.
Yeah, way off. And so that's where I kind of am questioning too, even on the conversion side, how well this is even converting.
Right.
Sometimes people just run ads just to run ads, and they don't really care too much about conversion. Maybe it's video views or just, I don't know, awareness in general. But if you're going to talk about Drury Outdoor Signature Deer Call Series, Drury Outdoor Signature Deer Call Series or Deer Calls, in the video you're talking about that as well. That should probably go to, maybe if you want to take it to a category page, take it to the Drury Outdoor Signature Call Series category page, or a landing page that has that up at the title, and maybe you have the same video on that landing page to kind of tell people that they are in the right place. Because from here, I bet there's a little bit of a bounce, to be honest. Like when I landed here, I saw deer calls, digital download library, and I was like, I don't know if I'm in the right spot. Maybe this is a mistake. And then, so interesting.
It is weird that the call.
Running. Oh wait, no, this one as well.
I was just saying that it's a little interesting to have that digital downloads call to action up there on that category page.
Yeah, it is interesting. So there's some work that can be done there to improve. If you improve the Adsense, just that alone, you'll probably see, I would imagine you'd probably see a better conversion rate in of itself. This one, so this ad, get the 90-liter scent safe duffel, throw and go air purifier, and the BioStrike odorless spray. It's $163 value for only $99 plus free shipping. It's cool. It's another one of those things like, come buy my products. I think there's some work that can be done there for sure. You could probably break that up a little bit, show a little bit of a benefit, maybe tell a little bit of story on why that stuff's even important.
They could probably just break that copy up too. That would be a good start, to just break that copy up and have the those are featured they're products, right? There's really no feature in there. There's no feature and benefit. Like, why is that important? And then like the Adsense is off too, like big time. This should, imagine just going to like a product page. Maybe this stuff's all bundled together like a bundle. It's kind of, I haven't been to the landing page or anything, but it's kind of what I would imagine that being. But even if they, like with the copy here, you could have the first line be like, get free shipping, and then underneath you could have almost like bulleted things of like the 90-day scent duffel bag, 90-liter scent safe duffel, then the air purifier, and then the odorless spray, and then down below that be like, get X% off, right? $163 value for only $99. It's like, I don't know, $60, $64, something like that. I'm doing my math right. It can be, that can be a good number, over $64 savings, or you could throw a percent on there that might pique people's interest. So, instead of having this all verbiage, it's kind of like a jumbled mess in my mind. It's hard to kind of say all this stuff, which is also a sign that you probably need to simplify it a little bit. But if you had this stuff up front and center, what percent off is that? We'll just kind of say, just as an example, get 20% off plus free shipping when you bundle, and then start listing off the items. Shop today. I bet you, I put some money on that would probably, it's about 40% off. Okay, that's huge. So you can say, I don't know, get up to 40% off, just as an example. When you bundle these items together and just list the items and then shop now. That's going to be much more appealing in my mind and get people to click. And then the video, of course, I'm expecting just a high quality video. Yeah. It's a nice little promotional video that they probably use on multiple platforms. I see it on YouTube big time.
And then when they go to the site, it's also a little, it's just to the duffel bag.
Yeah. There's not like to a
This
bundle.
is wrong. This should go to a bundle page where you're bundling that
Right.
stuff together, and you're saying, 40% off. You're just reiterating what you just announced in the ad. So from the ad to the landing page, you're saying the exact same stuff. They're seeing the same imagery, the same videos, all that stuff. You can add additional descriptions and things like that. That's great, but it's got to be the same. You can't just say, hey, when you buy these 3 items, you're going to get X% off, and then you drive traffic to a product page of just one of those items. I can't imagine the conversion rate is incredibly high on that.
Oh, I see how it works.
People,
I figured
there's
out
got to
how
be
it
some
works.
confusion around this. So,
Yes. So you got to add it to cart and then click the coupon button that it has. It'll like add it. So go to your cart. But yeah, definitely confusing. Go to the cart. And then does the coupon? Yeah, click that coupon down there, bottom left, or yeah, right there. And it adds the products to the cart. That's confusing for the customer.
Okay. Yeah, I would be willing to bet that people go to that and they're like, what?
Yeah.
I can't imagine that a ton of people are either emailing them, contacting their support, or just straight up leaving, being like, well, I thought I was going to get all of these things. I don't even know, what to get. And a lot of people aren't going to spend a whole bunch of time, and they're not going to spend the time to really try to even figure that out. What we just did, which didn't take very long, but even in my mind, I was confused. I was like, well, I guess you don't get those items, or there's some special thing that you have to do. It makes it all complicated. The bounce rate has got to be high on that. And the complaints and the customer service, I can't imagine that being they got to be getting some pushback on that.
Yeah.
Interesting. Cool.
That just looks like a dynamic retargeting.
This one, yeah. Good old shopping ad, carousel, lure them in with go undetected. It's like phishing types.
Nope. Nope. This is all deer hunting. There's laundry detergent in there. That's what that is.
There you go.
Like dirt laundry detergent. There's scent spray. Those right there. So that's a deer drag right there, or it's like a scent drag.
Yeah.
And then the wicks, those white things, those are for putting deer pee on and hanging on a tree limb.
Gotcha.
Those, yeah.
Cool.
And then scent wafers for the same thing. Mineral block, right there.
Ooh. Gotcha. Okay. This just threw me off, I guess. When it said lure, my mind immediately went to fishing.
Yep. You got to draw them in to take them out, as my buddy Brian would say.
Yeah, so I think better verbiage around that, because I think that could be a confusing thing, again, going with messaging and things like that. Lure them in, yeah, I get it. It's clever, but it's not clear as far as that goes when it comes.
Those are people, deer lures. They are deer lures and attractants.
But using something like attract them in. Because actually, I've ran ads for a company that does do deer attractants and stuff like that, where they scent balls. Yeah,
that's it. That's who I just quoted.
Shout out to scent balls, but like using that of attract them in is going to be much more clear, and you have to think about it less, I think. Where there can be some confusion for guys like me. You never know. So being absolutely clear is better than being clever. The more you're clear you can be across the board, so that no matter who looks at it, they're going to know exactly what it is the way to go. I guess is the point I'm trying to make.
We can agree to disagree on that, because I think the messaging is perfect for their ideal customer.
Yeah, I don't know, maybe.
I don't think you're. I'm pretty sure you're not their ideal customer.
Yeah, you're probably right. But at the
They
same
could.
time, like the principle still stands: being clear versus being clever. Like I don't know, be clear. If there's a choice to be clear versus being clever, be clear.
Sure.
Lure them in. I get it. It's cool. You know.
I mean, that's what you're doing with it. Like that's what the
Yeah.
product does. That's
Yeah.
what all those products do. Actually, not
Yeah.
everything on their website. Like not everything on their website. Some of them do. Like everything that's in that dynamic ad right there is for luring the deer in. Every single
Right.
piece on there.
So this,
Either
yeah,
way.
this could just be a carousel, just typical
Yeah.
carousel type ad where they just added these, they manually added these products in for that purpose, and it could definitely be a retargeting ad off of stuff when somebody's already purchased something off their site. It can be pushing this to the more of a cross sell type thing, um, for sure.
Good discussion on messaging, huh? It's
Yeah,
important. Like you have to like your messaging has to be tailored to your ideal customer, you know? Like otherwise if you don't like this isn't like you have to attract your ideal customer with the messaging, right? Just
yep,
as they would the deer with they would want to attract the deer with the ideal deer with these products, right? So the same thing with your messaging. You know, if it is a more generalist product, like yeah, being I don't really look at that as clever, but I'm also like I am their target audience. Like it clicks for me because that like I hunt whitetail deer and I use these products. So like it clicks for me. I didn't think it was clever. I actually thought it made a lot of sense, but I'm their ideal customer, you know.
yeah, yeah. It's a
Um
good point.
so but I agree. Not like it has to like you don't want to be clever, you don't want to be fishy, like it has to be on point. The messaging has to be on point for your ideal customer.
Yeah, 100%. Um, I love it. So with this, I mean, this copy can work. We've used similar type stuff, with other clients, scree and go in light, come out heavy. That kind of verbiage is very prevalent to that group of people. So, hey man, it's very specific to that demographic. So I'll let it slide this time. But in all, like it kind of threw me off a little bit.
Sure.
And so if one person is thrown off, you can bet that there's other people that likely will be kind of thrown off and confused about it. And again, that could very well just be, you know, the wrong demographics reading that. So I get it. It was just an initial thing of like lure. Oh, is this fishing stuff? And then I did see this, um, and even though it doesn't necessarily look exactly like a lure, but like with these feathers off, it kind of like it kind of looked like something that you would fish with,
Yeah, it does.
or
It does.
potentially, right? Even
Yep.
though the drag is actually it's a big thing, right?
Yep.
It's
Yep.
something you literally like drag behind you.
Yep.
Um, and so that's kind of a fun thing. But overall, I think these guys got like awesome videos. Um, they got some awesome videos. They got some good stuff. I'm sure their revenue is great. I don't know necessarily how big these guys are, but it seems like they do pretty well. Uh,
They're a big company.
you know, and so that could be very much why they probably don't necessarily care as much as far as conversion, but it's probably more of a branding play potentially. Um, I don't know. But if I was the marketing person in that company or if I was in charge of running that marketing, I would be changing this stuff up so that there's more chance for conversions for sure. Um, I don't know the data. I haven't seen the back end. I don't know what the targeting is, any of that. But just from the outside looking in, I can see some holes um, that I would, if I was in this company in charge of this kind of stuff, I would definitely look at it
Yep.
and make some adjustments because you definitely have some holes that are restricting people from converting. So there's that. That was kind of a longer one. We're 45 minutes in. We had a little bout, a little battle. I love it. But with that, for those of you that are still with us, let's know what you think.
Yeah, I gotta.
Did you like that?
I'm gonna have to run soon to go get the man from daycare.
Yeah. So we'll kind of cut it from here. But if you have any questions about this stuff, or if you want us to look at your things and just do a quick audit, feel free to get a hold of us, DM us, contact us, support at blazedigitalsolutions.com. Thank you for coming on and sitting with us for so long. And yeah, thanks again. And we'll see y'all